In the 70s, we had moved to the country. There were no houses around the area where we lived. And Grady went into work in Tulsa. Our kids were in school. Our lives changed drastically. Grady came home having learned about a family that was in foster care, and he was moved by what he heard. I was totally unaware of how many children were in a plight like this. Prayed about it, thought about it, and then began the process to become foster parents. We came to know that they were all God's children, whether or not we had them permanently or temporarily. They were there for a reason, for a time, and just to plant the seeds of God's love in their hearts while we had the opportunity to do that. We did have over 100 children that ranged in age from newborns to 18, so we had all ages. We had many different races, which was educational and good for us too, exposed us to new worlds and new things. One of the things that was my greatest joy was to see a child who had been abused or neglected, and their faces were just blank. And then we would love on them. We would take them to church where people loved on them and prayed over them. And before long, you'd see a light in their eyes or to see their first smile. And I thought, God, what a gift that is for us to get to see that. The little things they say and the little things they do, to me, those were the greatest gifts. It wasn't a gift that was in a package, but it was a gift of a hug around the neck, or when they fall asleep on your shoulder. Or as Grady experienced so many times, he had 2 or 3 in his lap at one time. That was a great blessing. I knew that the Lord was my strength. I cannot give you a particular scripture on that, but there were times when I thought, I can't do this anymore. I cannot, because emotionally or physically, I was exhausted. And then God would tell me, I will be your strength. Or someone would call and say, can the kids come over? And I would be so grateful. I do feel so strongly about Christian families stepping up, and I see that happening more and more through the churches in our area. Grady and I, our hearts are broken when we hear of children that we can't go get and we can't minister to because of our age now. But when Christian families open their doors and open their hearts, this is where the real healing will begin. I took kids for therapy, I took them to doctors, I took them to all kinds of extra classes, but the true healing comes through the love of Jesus Christ planted in their hearts.